Hi Taurus, this is Heather, the medium on a mission, bringing you your October forecast, and I'm super excited to be doing these. I've got my cute little October set up here, Halloween. I super geek out about Halloween, just because, it's one of those times where even as a kid I was able to kind of talk about the things that, people don't talk about, spirits and ghosts and things, like my awareness around that. And so I think, it has a special place in my heart. So I'm super excited to be doing the readings this month, but also I just wanted to kind of, bear with me with the decor here. So I hope you appreciate it. So anyway, so I will jump into the readings. And so I'll just sort of talk about a little bit about the process that I'm going to do, and just some of the energies that are coming forward for October. So I still feel like it's amazing because I've always felt like the October, there's something about the significance of October for the signs. And I'm feeling it, the shift. It's this feeling of like, it's excitement. It's this purging of things. Libra new moon is today when I'm filming it and filming this. And it's that shifting of things. It's the new energies that are coming forward. But Libra, with the Libra energies, it's very much about purpose and kind of I feel like with Libras, I don't generally go by the book on anything. I go by my energy and my feelings around it. And so the feelings that I have is it's really about kind of finding your best path and what makes sense for you, and doing it in a way that you don't sort of feel bad about it. Like a lot of times when we make our choices and take our paths, it feels like there's always someone who's sort of left behind within the energy, but it's not like, there's a reason and a season for things, right? And so it feels very much for you guys that's part of the what and the why, and just know that it's coming, and that don't feel bad about it, right? We're all here to experience life and divine purposes, and so that's really what we're intending here. And so as I just sort of tuned into your energy, I asked Spirit for a specific word, and they gave me hope around your energy. So it's the feeling of hope. You might be, coming into that space where you finally, like in life, feeling like that, the crescenting of things. And I'm also seeing harvest as well. They're showing we're kind of probably jumping ahead here, but they're showing me my harvest card. So for whatever reason, they're showing me that as well. And so I just feel like there's certain things that are coming for you in your energy field. I feel like you're bringing in new things, new positive energies. But I also feel like you might be in that transition where it's almost like someone, where I'm seeing where someone has had success in their life. And a lot of times when you step into that, you might feel like the people that you are around, maybe there might be some judgment that like you may be up leveled in life. And it's kind of like Oprah was talking about that, right? So she's, throughout her life, she's kind of had many friends and family and people along the way. And some of the people, like Gail, has always been her go-to, and she never, no matter where she was at in life, she knew that she had her back. And it's that feeling of sometimes you have to, some people aren't always going to be happy for your success. Sometimes people aren't always going to be, oh wow, you got a new job, and oh, you're making a lot more, or oh, you're getting married, or oh, you're pregnant, or sometimes people, they when people look at success, it's unfortunately sometimes we look at it through our own lens of like, well, should I be doing that? Should I? And so a lot of times, that it's that feeling of, instead of really honoring the individual that's giving the message, it's the feeling of like you can't help but look at your own life. And so I feel like you might have some people in your life at this time that's like that. It's not bad. It just shows, it's just the world's way of saying, hey, you're ready for the next level. It's no different than when you start putting yourself out there in the public and you start sharing your gifts with the world in a larger format. You're gonna get people that don't agree with your gifts. You're not gonna be for everyone. And it's the realization as you expand, your circle, if you will, and up level in life, your experiences will change, and you're going to be judged maybe a little bit more, and you're going to have to kind of grow some thick skin around it, and know that it's life's way of preparing your soul and your spirit. That's why we came here. We didn't come here to play small. And when you play big, and when you step into that role and shine your light, some people that are not ready to have that light shined on them, it doesn't sit well with them, but that's their reflection, right? That's not, you don't have to accept that from them. And so I feel like I went on a little bit of a tangent, but that's really what Spirit wanted me to say to you. I feel like that's kind of the theme for this month for you, and really what's coming out. And so just know that you've got support and the love of support from Spirit. And as I say that, I do feel a strong female influence that's coming forward, but I do feel there's a masculine with her as well. So this could be like a mother, father, it could be like a sister and a brother, but I do feel, and they're waving right now. So they're just saying, you know, we're here, we love you. I feel a ton of love from this female energy. Oh my gosh, she's so happy and excited. I just feel like she's just giving a lot of love and saying, you know, we're here to support, we're here to support. And so like, it's almost like that feeling of no matter, you know, the outside world may not always accept you, but your family, your tribe, your true family, your you know, the ones that will love you unconditionally are always going to be there to support you. So with that being said, we will jump into the message, Taurus, and see what Spirit has to say for you. So we are focusing Taurus energy for the month of October, and sounds like it's going to be amazing. So we'll jump in, and I'll do the same as I've done before. I always kind of do the body, mind, and spirit. Just Spirit wants me to pull a few more cards this month just to give kind of a full view, because I do feel like this is something, there's something very foundational about this month. This might be, you know, the fall equinox, spring equinox. I don't know. I don't know what, you know, I know that depending on where you live, you're experiencing kind of that shift as well, but there's something very different about the foundation that's being laid. But I feel like there's something, this is like the, you know, it's the final few months before 2020, and I'm just telling you, I feel very big 2020 for people. I feel like that's really, there's something really big about that energy. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's going to be a very powerful year for all of us, really. So first cards I'm using are the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Spirit had picked these out. I was doing yoga this morning. They're like, you got to use those cards. I intended to use my Halloween cards, but they have not come yet. And Spirit's like, there's a reason for it. So I am trusting that that's what's up. And so we're going forward and seeing what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus for the month of October as it relates to the body? What's the 3D? What's going on in their physical world right now that they need to work through? What's going on in the physical? Okay. All right, Spirit, what messages is going physical? All right. Taurus. Okay. All right, perfect. So, oh wow. Okay, caring connections. Oh wow. So, all right, card 14. I have to tell you, it's kind of tripping me out right now, because the images I was seeing of this couple that's on the other side, they were wearing very similar, they're wearing white like this. And I did, you know, it's just fascinating here, but Spirit is very much supporting you, and this is just kind of a confirmation of that with these connections. And so I feel like for some of you in particular right now, there is some things going on in terms of relationships with that card. I feel like some of you might be getting married. I do feel like that's something that's coming for you, but I also just feel a lot of new beginnings for you guys. Oh my gosh, I feel some of you, there might be some... there might be a baby on the way. There might be, and as I said that, I just got a massive head buzz right now. And so that's just usually when Spirit kind of pings me and says, that's really kind of an important message. And so I'm just going to honor that. And, but I feel like there might be some, there might be, in fact, I feel like there might be a baby, but I also feel like there might be multiple. So there might be someone having twins as well. So I'm seeing like the twin energy. I don't know, maybe why I'm seeing the twin energy is there's something around, you know, the month of May. I don't know if you were to get pregnant at what point you would give birth, but May, June, maybe some of you are around that time, like the Gemini, the twins, or you might be actually having twins. That's a significance there as well. I feel like some of you though too, I feel like there's something, you're deepening your connection with your spiritual element. I'm seeing my symbol for spirituality, and you're deepening your connection there as well. I feel like some of you have actually been communicating in different levels with different people, and so I feel like some of you are learning more of like telepathy, learning how to communicate without words. It's like, is this really happening? Is this really... And the message is yes from Spirit. I feel like this is an acknowledgement that yes, this is happening. This is really, it's tripping you out. There's some things that it's like, what is happening here? But it's happening. And so Spirit just wants to acknowledge that as well. I do feel like there's something about a school, changing with schools. I don't know if someone is with your child, or if a child's going off to school or switching schools, but I feel like that's something as well. There's something around that I'm getting. And let me just see what else the Spirit has to say here. Okay, and as I'm saying that, I do feel like this couple that's coming forward, they're bringing forward a grandmother as well. So she had passed significantly a long time before they had, but the grandmother, or I'm sorry, the female that's here is bringing her energy forward to say she's here with us as well. So for whatever reason, she just wanted to present herself. So I'll keep going here, and I'm going to be doing, again, this is the body connection with the good tarot. So we'll see what Spirit has to say in terms of good tarot. Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus for the month of October? What are the messages that you have at this time? Okay, all right, that card popped out, so we're taking it. Okay, Page of Air. Okay, so, and as I'm looking, I keep being drawn to this here. If you can see that, okay? So the Page of Air, and it's this angel sort of looking up, and if you can see, it's almost like the new moon, right? The new moon that's kind of cresting here. There's something very significant about that as it relates to this. And as I just sort of tune into that energy, let's see here. Okay, so I feel like they're making me feel like this is very much a month of surrender for you, and just sort of accepting and rolling with the tides as they come. Because I feel like you've sort of, this change, this new beginning, this direction that you've come into, you're sort of like, it's almost like I see you jumping on the train, and it's like you just have to roll with it. You've already jumped on. It's something that you're already going into. You've already made the decision. You just have to sort of roll with the punches with it. Any change is going to always come with a little bit of like intrepidation, but I feel like this is really about surrendering and just sort of being in that space. But it's, being a page card, I always kind of like, it's the feeling of it being kind of a new thing, but it's almost like the feeling of you're not necessarily a queen or a king, but it's the beginnings, right? And so it's the beginnings of whatever this is, and it's almost like I get like the apprenticeship with it, right? So it's that kind of learning to roll with the punches of this new life that's coming forward for you. So I feel really strong about that, and I keep hearing opportunities. So I'll keep going. And so this, I'm going to be using my When Spirit Speaks deck here, and so I'll include the link to all of these in the description box. But this is basically the card deck that I created, and again, this is just cards that is it not coming into focus there? So these are cards that I created that were basically when I started channeling at the age of 33, and when Spirit, like I had my kind of awakening, Spirit would show me signs and symbols. And I actually kept them on an Excel spreadsheet because I wanted to, I was building a new language library. I was learning a new language of Spirit. It's kind of like, looking at the dictionary. I had to create my own. And so you often hear mediums talk about, they're showing me my sign for this. And so I have signs and symbols. And so I've turned those, and I'm kind of excited. Initially, when I started doing this, it was kind of selfishly, right? Because I wanted to be like, I wanted just the flashcards, and it's kind of a good concept there. But I was like, people this can help them. And so sometimes now Spirit will just quickly show me a card, and so I know immediately because I've already documented it, I've already got it here. And so some people has said as well, when they communicate with Spirit, they'll just see my cards. And so because these are true real life images, that really might help. So anyway, so just going with that, you might want to I just want to give you a little bit of background on that, so I apologize. I'll keep going. So let's see, what messages, Spirit, do you have in terms of the body connection for Taurus? What messages do you have? Oh, okay, one just flew way across here. Like, I'm going to grab this one, okay. So, action. All right, exactly. What did I just say? So, this is very much, you're going forward, you're moving, you're on it, you're on the train. It's the key's already up in the air, like it's already there. Like you just have to sort of wait for it to come to full fruition and the next steps. And so it just feels really good about that. And I don't know if you, that's funny. I don't know if you can hear that, but there was a little bit of a background noise there. And that's like, to me, that was right at that like emphasis of this. So Spirit, this is very much the card of, this is the physical action in your life. These are the things that are taking place. These are the next steps for you. You're moving forward. You're going. It's happening for you right now. So just know that this is all part of what's supposed to happen in your physical life. You are moving. You're moving past things that no longer serve you. You're moving into the next dimension, the next life. You're elevating. You're moving forward. And so just don't, sometimes it can be scary, right? But just know that you've got the love and support of Spirit, that they have your back. And so we'll keep going here. And so we've got, let me just see here. We've got next we're going to be doing the mind. So what does Spirit have in terms of message from a mind perspective for Taurus? Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus from a mind? What is the things that's on their mind? What are some of the things that they're thinking about that they need to work through at this time? What are some of the things, encouragements that you can give them? So this card flew, so I'm going to take that envy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that card, wow. Okay, so wow, I'm just sort of fascinated here. So exactly what I was saying earlier, the feelings that I was getting at the beginning, where I was feeling that, there might be some people in your life, that you that are in that space of envy for you. And I just, this feeling of, because whatever this thing is that's happening in your life, this new beginning, this change, not everyone's happy for you. It's like this feeling of like they're kind of in this space where it's like they can step outside this door and kind of go into the same path that you are, but they're kind of sitting there in that space of envy. So this is very much in line, and these are the things that you're thinking about at this time. This is what Spirit's saying is on your mind. Now, you might also be in that space of looking at others with that as well. There may be some things going on in their life that it's like, okay, well, things are okay for me in life. They're happening, but maybe not to the extent that they are for others. That's not your path. Your path is to continue on. But if you stay in that space of envy, then you're holding yourself back from this sort of kingdom that's in front of you. So to me, this is your highest and greatest good. So this is what's achievable for you in terms of what's out here. But just, it comes with that word of caution that just because you're in that space of happiness doesn't expect other people to be happy for you. So unfortunately, that's a byproduct of the human experience, is that sometimes when you sort of achieve an up level and you move forward and you find that love of your life, and you find love doesn't have to be in the physical form of a romantic relationship. Love can be anything, right? And so you may have found love in a career, in a spiritual path, in a passion, anything. But when you find that, sometimes people aren't always like, it's not that they're not happy for you, but sometimes I think that they're just the feeling of like, well, why can't it be my turn? And so, but just know that like, don't stay in that space of energy, whether it's being pushed to you or out from you. You can't stay in that space. It doesn't serve anyone. It's not for your highest and greatest good. And you just have to kind of keep moving forward and know that things are going to happen for you, and it's, you have to sort of let the cards fall where they will, if I can say that right. It's your time to shine. It is truly your time to shine, and that's where this light is sort of beaconing down on you. And just know that things are happening for a reason, and just trust the universe that they have your back and Spirit's got your back. So, all right, so we'll keep going here and see what else we've got from a mind perspective for Taurus for the month of October. Spirit, what messages do you have from a mind perspective for the month of October? Okay. All right. Okay, 5 of air. Okay, so, and obviously you can see the white doves in there, but it's this feeling of just sort of going with it in the grace of what's around you, and just being sort of open to it. But you know, this being kind of the mind in the air is the card of mind, the mind. Don't really stay in your head. It's really Spirit's telling you to get out of your head with some things. You just have to sort of go with the flow and the dance of life and just be sort of open to it, but don't get caught up much in the and what's going around you. You know, I'm really drawn to this sort of mask that she's wearing here, and if you look, it's almost like it's got little wings on the side, but it's like it's blinders. And so, you know, you can only look in so many directions when you have that type of thing on your face, and Spirit always shows me that as a symbol of being like, you know, in some cases blinders are good, like horse blinders. It keeps them focused, they don't, you know, get distracted. But then in some cases you don't see the big picture. But I feel like for you at this time, it's really about staying focused. I don't feel like this is a situation where you're not seeing, you know, or you need to be distracted by outward things. I feel like this is really a time for focus for you and staying focused on what's in front of you, because this is for you. This gift is from the universe, is for you and exactly for you. And so as I'm saying that, I'm seeing a red rose right now. And so there is a connection with love attached to this as well. But I also just, it's support and love. And so Spirit's giving that really strong for you right now with this message. And so I'll keep going, and I will do last final card here. Okay, so what does Spirit have from a mind perspective for Taurus for the month of October? What's the mind perspective? And as I'm saying this, or shuffling this here, they're showing me air balloons. I don't actually have any cards that are air balloons, so I know it's not one of my cards, but they're showing me air balloons. So, you know, they always make new symbols for everything. So let me know what that means for you. But I'm seeing like hot air balloons going up. Okay, so nourishment. Okay, so this is really about, again, this being the body card, does not surprise me that nourishment comes up. And this is really about nourishing your body in the right ways, and don't be putting things in your body that don't serve you. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be food, even though it's a food card here. I feel like this is really going back to the things like the thoughts and emotions that we keep. Like if there's negative feelings or negative experiences, don't let that nourish you. So people think that nourishment is just physical food and stuff. It's not. It's the thoughts, it's the circumstances we keep, it's everything that's around us. It's our environment, it's smells, it's sights, it's sounds, it's everything. It's all the senses, right? And so be really mindful of what you put into your body and what you kind of put into that space, because it's for your highest and greatest good. And so nourishment, as it relates to that kind of the mind space, is really about being mindful of what thoughts you allow into your head. So just remember that. Just stay really positive, stay focused. I could tell all the signs to really the affirmations, gratitude is so important for you. When they give the hope card, they said at the beginning, hope for you. And I feel like that's the thing that you hold on to. You hold on to that hope and knowing that things will get better for you. So let's see here. I'll keep going. And what is the last? All right. So the last one we have here is Spirit. So we'll keep going with that and see what Spirit has in terms of a spiritual message for you for this month. And I'm sorry, it looks like my camera's a little out of focus. I just want to make sure that it's getting it okay. All right, perfect. I'll keep going. All right, so let's see what Spirit has for Taurus for the month of October from a spiritual perspective. What's the Spirit messages that you have this month? All right. What messages do you have? Okay. All right. The Temple Path. Okay. Wow. All right. So, and that's the card 12 or card 3. All right. So from a spiritual perspective. So as I just sort of tune into that, this is really about, okay, wow. So I don't, anytime you go into a temple, place of worship, anything, I mean, it could be, it's wherever it serves you. The Spirit's just acknowledging you that you're on that path, and this is knowing that you're kind of going towards your highest and greatest good. and to stay focused on that, you know, this temple path, if you can see, it's kind of a winding road here, but it's this feeling of it's in front of you, and you're heading to the glory land, right? You're finding your North Star, and you're heading in that direction. To stay focused on that. Don't lose distraction amongst the other things that are coming in your way, especially any of that envy sort of energy. Don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of this temple that's in front of you. Keep going, keep pushing on, because Spirit absolutely does have your back, and they're here to support you with that. And so I just feel like that's really important for you. As I'm saying that, I'm getting massive chills. So it's something really important for you to need to hear at this time, that you are going in the right direction, that please don't doubt it. Please don't feel like you're, you know, the people that come along in your path that try to throw you off, it's not ill intent. Like I want it to be clear that, you know, the people that come into our lives, it's almost like they're helping with a redirect, right? So you might have someone come in, and you might have a bad boss, you might have a bad relationship, you might have a friend that just, it went awry, but it's because that situation and circumstances no longer serve you. But guaranteed on the other side, you will be shaking hands, giving love to that person that helped you in this life to set up a redirect. That is so important for you to understand, that there's not, on the other side, we're all here to serve each other. It's all intended for love. And again, they're looking through the other side, like through that little glass, that just like the parents would at their kids, you know, in gymnastics or cheer, when they put up that glass, like they don't want the kids to get distracted by the parents that are on the other side supporting them. It's the same thing. Their Spirit is on the other side supporting you, and you've, at some point before you came in, made a pact with some individuals to say, look, I'm going to come in to this life, and we're going to have a relationship, but you're going to treat me badly. You're going to maybe step out on the marriage. You are going to, do some things that are hurtful to me, or it could be a parent where, you know, you're gonna be a mother that never gave me the love to the extent that I needed it. Always narcissistic, looked at, negatively, but you're gonna do that in order to teach me how to not be that way, or how to help people in different ways, help on any level. And I can keep going on this. There's so many examples of where Spirit has come in and showed me when I've communicated with loved ones from the other side. And it's fascinating, because every time I do a reading for someone else, I learn as well, and they show me how, this was what happened, but you know what, that it was part of the plan. And not to say that everything is part of it, but I feel like for the most part, everything there, Spirit never wastes an opportunity for us to learn. And so if you come into this life and you have life experiences, it's all for your growth and development. And sometimes, the hardest, the best lessons, the ones that really make you who you are by experiencing sort of negative events in your life. It's a redirect. It's all it is a redirect. And so Spirit's just telling you to really stay focused on this, because this is for your highest and greatest good, and things are working out. And please don't feel like you're falling off your path in any way. So I'm going to keep going. Sometimes Spirit will just give me a huge download like that. So I just want to honor that. And so let's see what else Spirit has to say from a spiritual perspective. What other Spirit messages do you have at this time for Taurus? Okay, so this card, I'm going to take this one right here. Okay, so the 3 of air, and so this one being the 5 of air, and here she's sort of dancing through it and going along, and here she's got the same thing on here. Wow, this is kind of fascinating that this one popped forward, and she's guided by the light of Spirit, but she's moving forward now. She's moving purposely in a direction. She's not sort of just kind of like, her spirit and soul while in this life is sort of just trying to get through the dance, and she's got the support of Spirit around here, but in this one she's got spirits on her back. They're right there with her, and they're guiding her through this next step, and she's looking down, she's very focused. And so I feel like that just really sort of kind of goes along and with everything that they're bringing through in this message. So it's quite beautiful, actually. Okay, sorry about that. The recording had stopped. So I just feel like there might be a significance with birds as well for this month. This coming up here with 5, and then there's 3 as well. There's 5 birds and 3 birds. There's something significant to that. But I also just feel like, you know, she's really focused there. She's looking and she's going forward, and here she's sort of dancing around and, you know, just trying to kind of get through it just find her way through it. But Spirit's saying you've got the support, and now you're moving forward, and they're right here on your back helping you, right there sitting on your wings. And so I think that's beautiful. So let's just give a final card here in terms of what messages does Spirit need to give in terms of the final message from a spiritual perspective for Taurus for the month of October. What messages do you have for October? Okay. And I know it's not your birthday month, but I keep seeing the card, the celebration card. So I do feel like there's some celebrations that's going to be occurring. There might be some birthdays coming up. You're either attending them or some celebrations of events. There might be some sort of parties of celebrating, like a wedding, someone getting married, a baby shower, something like that. But I do feel like that as well. I do feel like somebody's getting a promotion at work too. I do feel like that's coming into your energy. I feel like it's happening. It's coming forward. And so just know that that's part of what's coming as well for you. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have? All right, this one popped out. Guides. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. And that looks just like, okay, that's pretty amazing here. So you can see the guy, it looks just like this card. Okay, so they're just saying they've got your back. They're here to support you. You're moving forward. They're giving you the love that you need to support you through this month and all these changes that you have. So it's really powerful and positive. I feel like just know that sometimes, it's kind of the shedding of the skin, like a snake, right? So like you don't or a snail, like they just don't, they move on. What protected them for so long, it no longer, they've outgrown it, and so they move on to something else, right? And so just know that, it's the same butterfly, same thing. Like it's just, you're in it for a short time. If you're like a bird, you're in the nest, you're in it for a short time, but eventually you fly out because it no longer serves you. What sustained you is no longer serving you. And so I feel like that's really important for you to know as well. And so just really being open to sort of pushing forward on this next venture for yourself, and doing it in a way that, know that Spirit's supporting you, and you've got that. So let's see what Spirit has in terms of a general affirmation card for the month of October. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so we'll pull this card here. Okay, friendliness. All right, so whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today I will remember what an awesome power I hold. I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. And it says, note, in a pinch, money will also work. So there you go. So that's a cute little message from Spirit. So I think that's especially true when it comes to, the direction and the place that you're going. Please don't let any sort of feelings of others with your success get in the way of your happiness. That's one of the things. It's like the highs and lows. I think a lot of people, when they go really high, they come back down because the world around them responds in a way that's not always for their highest good. And I don't know what it is, especially unfortunately with women, we tend to be somewhat competitive. I feel like there's that feeling of like the glass ceiling, and or even, a lot of times if someone, develops under someone, and then they become, the student becomes the teacher. And sometimes people, I guess what I'm trying to get at is we all need to be happy for each other. And if somebody is not happy for your success, or maybe doesn't give you the reception that you're looking for when you make your announcement, or as you sort of evolve in life, that's on them. Please don't take that on. That's not your responsibility. That's their karma, not yours. And so I think the biggest thing is to stay in that space of happiness and friendliness, and just keep doing what you're doing. And don't worry about the rest of the world, because you're on a different track than them. And so your purpose is not their purpose. And so just know that, lift each other up as much as possible, and stay in that space of gratitude, And you know, anything that you give out comes back to you. And so if you can give out the love and the gratitude to others, even if they're not in a space of giving it back to you, don't worry, because energy is palpable, and people, like, energy are things. It's tangible. And so if you put out the energy to someone, even if they're putting you in a bad position, or, you know, coming at you with that form of envy, just give them love, and the energy cannot help but shift. It just has to. And so I hope this message was helpful for you for the month of October. I wish you so much blessings and love and light, and namaste.